Now, in Karnataka, fat-free plastic surgery has turned fatal for a 21-year-old star, a TV star in Karnataka. Chethana Raj unfortunately passed away at a private hospital in Bengaluru, where she was admitted yesterday for a plastic surgery, a fat-free plastic surgery. More or less another word for liposuction. The actress developed complications there, unfortunately, as fluid began to accumulate in her lungs. And as per reports, her parents weren't aware of the surgery, and she went to a hospital along with her friends and eventually even signed a consent form at that clinic. Chethana's parents have now accused the doctors of gross negligence, which they alleged led to this untimely death of their daughter. Kannada star's parents have now lodged a complaint against the hospital authorities. Surgeries, diet regimes to lose weight might on several occasions, not some, as increasingly that we see have turned to be fatal, as was the case of actress Shetty Mukherjee as well, where another case of plastic surgery that went wrong. Here, another one now being reported from Karnataka. Unfortunately, very young girl, 22-year-old Chethana Raj, has succumbed after a plastic surgery where she tried to take off fat from her body through liposuction. Went horribly wrong, eventually killing her. Chethana Raj, her parents right now, furious. They've filed a case against the doctors at that hospital, citing gross negligence and trying to mislead their daughter. Now, let me cut across to our guest, of course, within the industry to give us an insight and understanding. Shweta Prasad, who's a popular Kannada TV star, joining us for a little perspective here. Unfortunate death of Chethana Raj has really left the industry shocked, undoubtedly. We also have Indrajit Lankesh, who's a filmmaker in Karnataka. Karthik, in our India Today correspondent, who's been tracking those developments right from Bengaluru. Let me start with Karthik itself. Karthik, give us an understanding how furious are the parents of Chethana Raj as this young girl has succumbed to this plastic surgery that's gone wrong.
Well, yes, definitely, Nabila. The parents of Chethana Raj are extremely distraught at this moment. Chethana's house is located at Nelamangala in the outskirts of the city, and the parents are currently, making arrangements for a funeral. But they are certainly very distraught, that their daughter, who's just 22 years, is now succumbed after, the surgery that she went forward to take up. And the parents are very frustrated because they earlier also objected for her to going with the surgery, and but she had gone ahead with the surgery without informing her parents. Now that's what sources say us. But there's also a blame game that's going on between the hospital and the clinic. Now, the hospital in which she was brought, she was declared dead, says that she was brought at the last moment by Dr. Melvin, and said that she did not have pulse when she was brought in. Now, that's what the doctors at the hospital say, and they've also asked the police station, the Basaveshwaranagar police, to file a report in this incident and also to investigate the matter, saying that something is not well in this incident. Now, they say that the patient was already declared dead at around 5:30, but that the doctor persuaded him to declare the patient dead at around 6:45. Now, the parents of Chethana Raj say that it's the hospital's negligence which resulted in the death of Chethana, and the police are investigating the matter. And very soon, the truth will be out as to who exactly persuaded Chethana to take up this surgery, which has resulted in a death. And also, doctors also coming out and speaking about the kind of risk that was involved in the surgery, in which, and many doctors already told her not to take up the surgery, but she was very forthcoming to go and take it up, and she avoided
Right.
many of the warning that was given by them. But certainly a very tragic incident that has come to light from Karnataka.
Karthik, thank you very much for joining us with those details. Now, cutting across to industry insiders, Indrajit Lankesh and Shweta Prasad. Shweta, over to you. How would you look at this tragic death of Chethana Raj? She was young, she was so vibrant, so lively on her social media reels there. Very unfortunate to see this really happy, positive soul go through this trauma. Eventually, she succumbed. But it was her will and wish. It was her choice to get this done. She signed on the consent form, did not inform her parents, and went right ahead into this really life-altering plastic surgery, which eventually went horribly wrong.
Yes, it's really, really sad that we lost a 21-year-old, very bright young actress. I think she's an adult. Absolutely, she had her own choice and she did it. But I think she's still too young to take her own decisions, this big decision. And that's where she went wrong, is what I believe. If she had family or somebody guiding her through the career, or be it the personal choices she was making, especially about her beauty and the movies, I think she would be safe today. But it's very unfortunate that this happened to her.
You know, Shweta, today, as we see increasingly a lot of young stars, you yourself are a popular TV actor. Is there pressure? Is there this really huge pressure that nobody really speaks of to look a certain way, to conform to a certain image of perfection when it comes to the film industry or when it comes to social media as well? Do you agree that there's this kind of build-up when it comes to a perfect figure if you want to land a role within the TV or the film industry, then you've got to be a certain size? Is there real pressure that we're talking about?
We all know the truth. Yes, there's a lot of pressure, especially on women. I would say men have a little lesser pressure than the women. So women have a lot of pressure, be it on screen or off screen, because today you are a social media star as well. So there's a lot of pressure to look perfect all the time. Forget just on TV for a movie or a TV. The minute you wake up and you post a picture or a selfie, you have to look great. That's what you can be popular. So there's a lot of pressure on women, be it for their looks or their age, the complexion, the weight, everything. So it totally depends how women take it.
Do you take that pressure at all, Shweta, if you have to land yourself a role in TV or films? Is there this kind of conditioning that you do to yourself that I need to get into these diets? Have you ever considered plastic surgery yourself? I'm only trying to understand if we can sort of really understand the sentiment that Chethana Raj was going through. What was her emotion at that point when she pushed herself into plastic surgery? Because she was barely 21. I wonder what kind of understanding she may have had of this medical procedure.
There's no point if I can't be honest right now.
Yeah.
Honestly, yes, there's a lot of pressure and I do try to avoid it, but sometimes we do go through because it depends
tempting.
how. Yes. So there is a lot of pressure to look, slim and happening and, to what kind of costumes you wear all the time, how presentable you are. There's a lot of pressure, and only when you look presentable, that's when you're casted for most of the movies or TV. Or you have to be. There's a set of TV or the movie who cast, fresh face, but there's so much competition and you have to survive in this industry. Then you have to be presentable all the time, and there's a lot of pressure. After 1 or 2 movies, if you want to bag many roles, you have to look great. So, yeah, there's a lot of pressure. It depends on how you...
So it's not just your first role, it's not just your second. If you want to be a successful actor in the industry, then you've got to be in shape. Maybe better shape than what you started off with.
Yes, because initially that was, now that we know how it works, the industry works, how they choose a heroine for their movie or the TV, you are under a pressure. This is the criteria. It's like a simple formula. Women need to be this age, this weight, this height. There's a kind of formula which they present, and only if you match those, you can be a star. Otherwise, you can be an actor. You can still do a lot of roles. Bahu, Saas, sister.
But if you want to be cast in the main central character as the heroine of that film or that series, then you've got to be fitting that bill that has been set already. But have you ever been told directly to your face, you're not slim enough, you're not fit enough, so we can't cast you? If not for you, have you heard of episodes like this where filmmakers or directors very openly, outrightly say to your face, fit to this size, if not, please walk out?
No, the moment when they don't cast you, that itself says that you don't fit the role. You don't fit the image they are thinking. 1 second, so sorry.
Yeah, but I'm going to patch that line there. But let me cut across to Indrajit Lankesh, who's a filmmaker himself, a director himself. Indrajit, this is exactly what we hear from stars, from budding stars, from models, actors who are really trying to find a spot within the industry, that they're really pressurized to look a certain way, to be a certain size. For actress, especially for female actors particularly, even if they don't know acting, sometimes they're still pardoned off, but you got to look a certain way. You got to fit a certain size. You got to be size 0, if anything.
Of course, Nabila, as Shweta rightfully said, there's a lot of pressure from the makers, the directors, filmmakers, casting directors as well. If you want to be cast as a main lead, you have to look good, you have to look slim. I feel very sad today that Chethana Raj, a budding actress who was popular with a couple of serials, and upcoming actress who'd, of course, tomorrow would have landed in films as well, has passed away. And in what circumstances has she passed away? In fact, when the surgeon has, she was gone under the knife, 3 liters of fat is being removed, and without, earlier primitive supervision. It's very sad that because an actor like Amir Khan or a Rajkumar Rao or a Christian Bale or a Tom Hanks, when they are going under the when they're trying to lose weight for the role, there's a lot of supervision. There's a lot of specialists handling the situation, dietitian, and trainer. And, gym
they have
instructor,
that kind of supervision. They have people monitoring their weight loss and the regime. But those are stars who made their money, have that kind of budget to hire those people. But budding stars, budding actors.
Today, upcoming actresses like Chethana Raj, I feel sorry for her, that a budding actress, a budding talent. And in fact, we've lost her. Yesterday it was Misty, today it is Chethana Raj, tomorrow who? Of course, we debate about it. There should be a message to these budding actresses that, of course, they're under pressure. They don't even have the time to, in fact, work out.
No, but what's the message, Indrajit? If anything, you filmmakers, you film producers should cut them some slack.
Of course, there should be a rule. There should be a set rule, in fact, for all these procedures. In fact, if they're going under a knife, or if the casting director demands all this, there should be a body to monetize all this kind of situations, because 24/7, the TV actresses especially, they are in demand today. The TV is doing very well down south, and they're working 24/7, 2 to 3 episodes they shoot every day.
And those are the pressures, real pressures. That's what Shweta tells me as well. Shweta, on a last word from you.
One is the pressure from the casting directors, another pressure is from the social media, the trolls.
Yeah, and that's precisely what my question to Shweta was. Shweta, it's not just you looking presentable on screen, but also on your social media platforms, because that's where talent scouting happens now. You have producers, directors, literally scouting talent from your social media platforms. So perfection is got to be a daily routine, it appears.
Yes. So they expect you to be perfect all the time so that they can cast. And based on your popularity on social media, they cast you to the movies as well.
Shweta, Indrajit, thank you very much. Really appreciate your time. And we really understand the pressures that stars are facing currently within the industry. And unfortunately, that kind of deformed image of what your body should be looking like, or what you should be conforming to when it comes to a perfect body, a perfect figure. Chethana Raj, very unfortunate that she got caught into this entire delusion of what's a perfect body, because the pressures within the industry is real. You either need to look a certain way, if not, you will not be cast. That's exactly what Shweta has told us as well. Thank you very much, our panelists, for joining us. But our prayer is going out to the family of Chethana Raj, as they've now sought a legal battle against those doctors who've carried out that plastic surgery, saying that their daughter was misled.